Good evening and welcome to Liberty Way, the Sperrin Brewery Stadium for this, I was going to say Blue Square, but of course it's Skrill game between Nuneaton Town and Forest Green Rovers. Forest Green Rovers coming here on top of that 8-0 victory at the weekend against Hyde. Hyde down to 10 men after 20 minutes, but they still had to be put away, and Forest Green did that in some style. Meanwhile, Nuneaton did very well themselves. A great start to the season, a 1-0 victory away at Macclesfield Town. Macclesfield, of course, were in League Two just a couple of seasons ago. A goal by Lewis Moult on 22 minutes, enough to put Macclesfield out of sight. And well, we've got a new PA system here, as you can probably tell in the background. Nuneaton in their new kit, all blue this evening at Liberty Way. No stripes, they're away for another season. They'll be back next year, we're led to understand. Meanwhile, Forest Green Rovers are playing in a lime green top, black shorts and green socks. Goalkeepers in all orange. Nuneaton, they line up as follows. One change from the team against... Sorry, one change against the team against Macclesfield, and that's James Belshaw. He comes in goal. Evertonov is away on international duty. When was the last time we could say that, Matt Davis, where we got an international goalkeeper?
Because you fill out the question, I can't really hear you. Yeah, first time I can remember. He's a good goalie though, isn't he? But Dimitar, but it's a great chance for James Belshaw tonight. He's going to be kept busy, you'd imagine, after Forest Green scored 8 goals on Saturday. So if he plays well, he could keep the gloves.
So there we have it. We've got James Belshaw in goal then for his first appearance of the season. The lights have just come on, but otherwise we're unchanged. But I think there will be a change in formation. There was some debate at the weekend about how Nuneaton would line up. There was still some debate after the game, but it was 3-5-2, I can confirm. And what I can tell you is a back four of Theo Street. We think he's going to go to right back tonight. Gareth Dean, the skipper. Gavin Cowan, solid on Saturday. Amari Bell at left back had a great debut. And then across the middle, Wes York, James Armstrong, Johnny Adams and Adam Walker. There's a familiar look to that from last season. They came in the last 3 games and did so well for Nuneaton. And then up front, Andy Brown and Lewis Moult, of course, who scored on Saturday and has come in now permanently, having been on loan from Northampton. That's a great signing for Nuneaton, you'd like to believe. We've got a few new features for you this evening as well. We'll be beaming live into the bar. And also we've got goal cam in the back of the net. And at the moment, I think you'll find it's at the wrong end of the ground. We gambled on Nuneaton winning the toss, and clearly they haven't. And so goal cam is going to be in the net where James Belshaw is defending. Let's hope that's not a kiss of death. Well, anyway, we're all ready to go. We've got Matt Davis from the Nuneaton News with me as well, and I'm pretty sure that Forest Green Rovers will be up for this, Matt.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I suppose there's a lot of pressure on them, isn't there? They've spent so much money, it seems, to put a squad together. And, yeah, all pressure on them to win the league. People are saying champions-elect, I saw today, which I think is a bit ridiculous after 1 game, to be fair.
He's on the bench, but he signed quite late on in pre-season, having spent last year at Macclesfield. He scored, of course, against Nuneaton, flicking from left to right. So Nuneaton, ball comes through to Belshaw. He gives it away at the moment, so Nuneaton just needing to settle down. There's a chance for a cross into the box. Has that gone out? No, it's been kept in and then headed away by Gavin Cowan. Just on this near side, as I say, kicking towards the Stuart Plumbing and Heating Supplies and curled in. It's a good one. It's headed away by Theo Street. It might have been Amari Bell, actually. Yeah, it was Amari Bell, and then cleared. Wes York comes to get it on the halfway line, but his first touch was a poor one. And his second touch wasn't much better, and it goes out for a throw into Forest Green. So, well, Forest Green starting brightly, Matt, as you'd expect coming in on an 8-0 victory. Yeah,
definitely. They've looked lively early on. I think Nuneaton might have changed their formation tonight. I think they're playing 4-3-3, or possibly even Wes York's tucked in behind the front two. It's certainly completely different from Saturday's 3-5-2 at Macclesfield.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that, and it would appear that Wes York has gone in behind the front two. That's an interesting one, but he can cause a lot of problems from there. Anyway, that cross was dealt with by Belshaw. Looks confident, came out to claim that one quite easily, and just a moment ago came off his line to clear well outside of his box. So Belshaw looking confident. So we're blessed with a couple of good goalkeepers here at Nuneaton, it would seem. Perhaps early days, but fingers crossed. Certainly Eftinov had a good game on Saturday. Rarely troubled, did pull off one terrific save in the second half from a header low to his left on the goal line virtually from close range. Nuneaton have a throw in on the far side, midway into the Forest Green half. It's thrown long by Street. We've discovered he's got a good throw on him. Johnny Adams keeps the ball moving and out to the left side with Amari Bell. Bell looks up, gets a long searching cross in. Back here on Saturday, of course, Nuneaton playing Southport at home. Gazdeen heads that forward, and then it's headed back towards him. One chance now for Malt, perhaps to chase the ball down, but it's cleared away by Bennett, and out for Nuneaton throw on the far side. Decent crowd here this evening. Forest Green fans away to my right, so I'm guessing it's segregated, although they are behind the goal that Forest Green is shooting into. But I think there are stewards preventing them from walking around the ground as the ball is played through. Belshaw comes out, just taps it towards Cowan. Cowan looks up and left-footed, hooks it right towards Andy Brown. Andy Brown gets up and, like he did on Saturday, he wins that in the air. It might fall for him again from Malt. Malt, though, decides to keep hold of the ball, turns and takes the ball out right, where he's got an overlapping run from Theo Street. Street inside to Armson. Armson back to Johnny Adams. Adams being well shepherded away, and his ball forward is just played out. But
Nuneaton looked in such control. They never really looked like conceding until the last couple of minutes when Dimitar Eftinov made a good save.
5 minutes gone then, 0-0 between Nuneaton and Forest Green in this Skrill Conference Premier League game. As Amari Bell just nips in, just gives a nice short ball to Adam Walker. Adam Walker left-footed, plays it forward, hoping for the run of either York, Brown or Malt, and didn't find any of them. It goes all the way through to the keeper, who just puts the ball down outside of his area and then kicks it forward. Cowan will easily get that, heads it forward. Nice footwork by Wes York, who brings it down, plays it into the path of Lewis Malt. And it still might fall for Nuneaton, although Andy Brown can't quite get there. Bangura is, he's being hassled and harried and eventually fouled by Andy Brown. But
yeah, I suppose last season gives the players belief, doesn't it? The lads that were here last season really achieved not the impossible, but to me the unlikely of staying. Lads who are looking to progress in the game through loan deals.
Kevin Wilkin keeping faith with the side that played on Saturday as the ball is crossed in, and Belshaw watches that one. It was curling, it was coming out of the sky, and he watched it down and caught it brilliant and gets a ripple of applause from the people around me. So steady start by Belshaw, quite like the look of him. Nice lad, spoke to him on the coach on Saturday, and very friendly as he kicks long and it's headed forward and straight into the arms of his opposite number, Sam Russell, in the Forest Green goal. He plays it out quickly, and straight away Amari Bell will come forward and then just drops back, chases his man. That's good defending though by Bell, but it's played over his head, and then he'll just chase the ball down. And has that gone out? Well,
standing, he's strong. He was playing a difficult position as a wing back. You know, Macclesfield tried to get out behind him early on, but he coached well. He's good on the ball. I think considering he's young, he does look like a good defender. I was just going to mention Belshaw as well. I thought he's taken two really good crosses, and he's shouting so loud at the defenders, which is obviously good to see. Don't want to tempt fate, but certainly an encouraging start, unlike another keeper we saw here last year on his debut.
Gazdeen plays it in short to James Armson, who's come to the halfway line, twist, turn, and then plays it in for Amari Bell. He did really well. Bell's got a little bit of space to run into him down the left flank. Can he get his crossing? He can. It's a low one, but easily dealt with. And Forest Green will come away with the ball, played up the field. Gav Cowan just gets into the back of Matt Taylor, and Taylor just chests it down and then plays it back towards his defenders. And nice, neat football by Forest Green. I was told on Twitter by a Hyde fan that Forest Green are a neat, tidy, slick pass inside. So, Nuneaton will be well aware of that as they break away now through Morwood. Low effort that Belshaw deals with quite easily in the end. Just gets down and then gathers up, stands up, and the danger is dealt with. 8.5 minutes gone. It's Nuneaton 0, Forest Green 0. Kicks long, and it's headed behind, and that might go for a Nuneaton corner actually. Yes, it has. It's a corner, came off Bennett. A short. I think he'll go long, and he does. It's a poor one. Oh, but it might just be. Oh, well, it went across the whole of the goal line. Well, I'm pretty sure that James Armstrong didn't mean that. It went in low, and well, the Forest Green defender just swung his foot at it, and it went all across virtually the goal line and out for a goal kick on the far side, and everybody just stood and watched. Nobody seemed alert to that, Matt Davis.
No, I think it wasn't a good ball, and that perhaps phased people, but it's a shame that he couldn't have got on the end of that. A goal lead would have been so precious for them at this stage, especially with Forest Green obviously, carrying lots of confidence into the game from Saturday.
Approaching 10-minute mark as Gavin Cowan heads that one forward, and it's one for Lewis Malt to chase down, and he's done really well. Bennett clears it, and well, I think it came off an Nuneaton player last.
Wide's a right winger, so it's a kind of a new role for him. I suppose it frees him from the shackles that he was in on Saturday of having to be a defender. Gives him that free role to go where he wants and do what he wants. And if he can get at Forest Green, he's someone who can change a game, and he's probably the only player Nuneaton got with raw pace.
The ball played up the line.
Holding midfielder, but what he is good on the ball and economical with it. I can't recall him giving the ball away on Saturday. And he's someone who's really come into the team and done well. Referee's given a ridiculous free kick against Nuneaton. I don't know what that was for, but it gives Forest Green a chance to get the ball in the box.
Free kick then, and it's Marcus Kelly who's putting the ball down. He's sending everyone away, so he'll deliver this left-footed. Everybody lined up on the edge of the penalty area. So Kelly just saying, hang on a minute, give me something to aim at, and he curls it in. It's good delivery, and it's flicked on by Johnny Adams, and well, I'm sure he didn't mean that, and the danger hasn't been cleared. A chance for Norwood maybe to spread it out, but he's given the ball away, and then Nuneaton giving the ball away as well, but the ball will come to the halfway line and then played backwards across the back four and out, recycled to Kelly, who took that free kick. It was flicked into the box by a Nuneaton player, and well, in the end dealt with, but that could have been dangerous. So Anthony Barry, the skipper, just takes the ball inside midfield and then played back. They're not afraid to go backwards, Forest Green, if they can keep the possession. Played against the back four again, and Nuneaton just waiting for their chance to spring, and there it is. Johnny Adams just tracking his man. It's a great tackle to play the ball off to Wes York. York tries some nippy footwork, gives the ball away, but he's hassling and hassling, does really well, and then gives it to Lewis Malt. Lewis Malt, though, will lose out, and in the end, it's a Nuneaton throw.
Then you give yourself a chance in any game, and that's what Nuneaton are all about, as much as any team in this league, from what I've seen.
Well, it's 0-0 on 13 minutes. Ball played forward, and then flicked on by Danny Wright. Might come through to Taylor, but Gazdeen gets there and just hooks it left-footed out for a throw-in just in front of me on this near side, midway inside the Nuneaton half. Played into feet. Gavin Cowan will just chase Danny Wright down. Wright looks up, turns, twists, and then goes back again. Cowan keeps his eye on the man and the ball. Norwood has found himself a little bit of space. It'll be a ball back out to Hodgkiss, who's come forward from right back. Hodgkiss back to Bangura. Banger then in midfield. Well, Forest Green certainly spreading the ball around well, but Nuneaton chasing them down. And well, although Nuneaton are a part-time club, we've seen that their players keep themselves immensely fit. And although they only train twice a week, they're hassling, and they've won the ball back again. James Armstrong now intercepts, plays a nice little ball inside to John Adams. Adams checks, goes the other way. He's got an option of Armstrong again, gives it to him. There's an overlapping run by Street. Armstrong will give it to him eventually. Street just checks, puts his foot on it, and he's got a chance perhaps to give it back to Adams inside him, or Armstrong goes into the box to Andy Brown. Andy Brown flicks it to him, and Nuneaton win a corner. Nice football by Nuneaton. They've won the ball back. Adam Walker will take the corner on the far side, left-footed. The delivery is good. It's high and into the box, but the keeper has, well, the cheer goes up from behind the goal. It was claiming that the keeper had dropped into his own net with the ball, but not given. Nice little back heel, though, Forest Green breaking. Ball goes through to Norwood, but he's checked by Dean, and he's got to go backwards, and he plays a long pass over to this near side, up in the air. It's a good ball, and then played into Anthony Barry, the skipper. Skipper, though, is... And as Matt said, they are playing a little bit like the away side, but doesn't matter, you know. They're the part-time club who haven't got the big budget, so have to play to their own strengths. Ball played all the way back to Sam Russell, the goalkeeper for Forest Green Rovers. Nodded forward and then headed on. Gazdeen gets there first and then is beaten, and it is a foul. late challenge, which was ridden well by the Forest Green player. He didn't go to ground. That's taken quickly though, so referee will say no, sorry, I want to wait. It might work in Nuneaton's favour because they were caught a little bit off guard, but now they've got a chance to regroup. It's around about 40 yards out, so I wouldn't imagine, or 35 yards out, I wouldn't imagine a shooting opportunity. And in fact, the way that Nuneaton are lining up and Forest Green, I don't think they're expecting the shot. There's only a one-man wall, and that's Wes York. I suppose he could have a go from here if he can dink it up, but everybody gathered in a 5-yard circle. Then they break, burst, ball played in, headed away by Andy Brown as far as James Armson. The delivery is good by Forest Green. They know what they're doing from those set pieces. Ball played back to Armson, and then down the line to Malt. Malt's got a chance to run onto this and getting bodies into the box underneath. Adam Walker's got his hand up. And ball is the cry as it was played against him, but Wes York gets the ball now out to Amari Bell. He's got loads of space on this left if he can get a decent delivery into the box, but decides to take it down the line to the byline and then checks and then turns, and he'll get a left-footed cross in high. Might be headed back by Armson, but in the end, though, it was won by Dale Bennett, and then played up the line and then intercepted by Theo Street. Street breaks into the box, a chance to play it into the area. Oh, nearly an own goal. Hotchkiss hooks it over the bar on the far side. Adam Walker will take it left-footed over by those turnstiles. It's still bright here, the lights are on, but the ball played in. It's a great goal! And it's Andy Brown. Beautiful corner, gets up so well like he did last season and heads it into the top far corner of the net. And it's Nuneaton 1, Forest Green Rovers 0 after 18 minutes, and Andy Brown doing what Andy Brown does so well. And Matt Davis, we complained all last season about the delivery from corners. We've had 2 games so far, and the delivery from corners has been fantastic, and they've scored from another one. Great header. Nuneaton have the lead then here at Liberty Way against Forest Green, who, remember, stuck 8 past Hyde at the weekend. Well, it's important that Nuneaton keep their concentration and keep the pressure on Forest Green. Let's see if they can buckle. And, well, good tackle. Adam Walker's strong there, and Amari Bell linking up with him. Then Cowan plays it forward to Andy Brown, plays it infield to Armson, and Nuneaton are on top here. Armson plays it into the path of Street. Street absolutely tanking down the right wing. Gets his head up, plays it back towards John Adams. Adams will try and play Street in again and loops it in behind the back of the last man, but it's cleared away in the end, and Nuneaton have got Forest Green rattled. Make no mistake about that. Super goal by Andy Brown. Rising like a salmon, heading home Adam Walker's corner. Top corner of the net. Brilliant header. Lewis Malt now plays it back towards John Adams. Adams is just slotting in nicely in front of the back four, and he's finding himself a lot of space, and then he drops back again, played forward, and that'll be headed away, and well, maybe a chance for Forest Green to break now. Danny Wright looks a big old player, he does. I mean, he's a proper bustling centre forward. Is he overweight, Matt? Danny Wright is just big.
I think he's just big. I don't think you pay players this much and let them be overweight, for considering what
Forest Green forcing the errors over by the rugby club side. Played forward, and well, that bounce was wicked, and it has beaten the last man. But John Adams wins it back for Nuneaton. James Armson quite can't bring it down, and it's Forest Green now can pick it up, play it back to their goalkeeper, who brings it out of his area, looks up, plays it long, Sam Russell, out to the far side. It's a good ball in the end, down the far left. Chance to cut inside, or well tackled by Street, but it'll come back to Anthony Barry, and Nuneaton challenging and forcing Forest Green back. Hotchkiss has got the ball though on this near side. Ball played in over the back. Good first touch, but Amari Bell, did that beautifully. Just turned away from his man and then played it in to Wes York, and Nuneaton have a throw in. Amari Bell did that brilliantly, Matt Davis.
Yeah, he's so calm for a 19-year-old. I mean, one time he'll get caught out and his manager will give him a rocket doing things like that, but he started so well, and Theo Street's been really good on the opposite side. Well, everyone's been good for Nuneaton so far, and they're going to have to keep that up for 90 minutes if they're going to get anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this one will go to the death, Matt. I think that Forest. The main thing is really equipping themselves well, putting themselves about, and well, they've won the ball back again there. John Adams and Amari Bell linking up again. Bell just dinks it into Lewis Malt. Malt tries to bring it out to the touchline. He's got two players around him. He looks up. Is he going to try and go inside on his right foot? He is. He plays it into Wes York. With chance for Wes York to shoot. Oh, well, he couldn't quite curl it to the top corner. In the end, it went straight down the middle and into the grateful arms of Sam Russell. But again, the way Nuneaton worked that opening, Lewis Malt, his awareness was fantastic. Just drew two players, put it onto his right foot and then played it into the path of Wes York. And probably Wes York should have done better there. It was a free shot in many respects, but he couldn't quite curl it away past the goalkeeper. And now a chance for Forest Green to play the ball forward out to the far side. It's a good one, and Theo Street will just stand up in front of his man. Oh, well, he's been beaten, and this ball at the touchline, playing inside. What a terrific tackle slid in by Gazdine, and then a miss hit, clearance by Andy Brown, but luckily John Adams was there, plays it forward, headed back towards the Nuneaton defence. That's got to be a push, referee, in the back of Andy Brown, not given. Played into Norwood. Norwood played out to the far side. Danger again for Nuneaton on that far side. Can he curl his crossing? He can. And then Amari Bell just keeps it headed away while he resisted putting it out for a corner, and it's a throw-in on this near side. So Forest Green responding. It's been left for Hodgkiss, just on this near side. Takes the return, does Hodgkiss, then plays it short. Taylor just ignores it. Norwood now, a chance to perhaps get a delivery in. Well watched by Cowan. He has got the ball in though, and Dean heads it away. And Wes York, taken from behind there. And well, that will be a free kick.
Nuneaton, who really, had a fluid formation. No one's been rigid up front, and that's causing Forest Green plenty of problems.
25 minutes gone then. Nuneaton lead 1-0. Free kick to Forest Green, just inside their own half, which I think the goalkeeper will step forward to take, Sam Russell, wearing all orange. The light just fading a little bit, as I mentioned earlier, the floodlights are on.
More or less than that.
It's ball played out, trying to exploit the wings, but I'm afraid at the moment Street and Bell keeping the wingers quiet. Played forward towards Andy Brown, the goal scorer, then headed forward. Well flicked on by Lewis Mott. Might fall for Adam Walker. Adam Walker brings it out to this near side. He's being well shepherded, but he's strong. Lewis Mott just coming short for the throw, but Amari Bell sends Malt away and says, I'll go long, and he's looking for Cowan, and it goes... Well, Cowan dipped his head and didn't get the flick on, but Amari Bell's picked it up again. Bell plays it out to the touchline. Malt, right-footed, long cross, but it's going to be too long. Now, clearance scooped over the bar, which might well have gone in as an own goal. Cowan wins that one. Flicked on by Armson, but intercepted. Forest Green breaking down this near side. Amari Bell, well, he was drawn that time. Lovely back heel. There's nothing he could do about that. Ball played just to the edge of the penalty area, and then it'll be scooped into the box and then flicked away by Street. Well watched by Street. Just kept his eye on that. And now Marcus Kelly will recycle. Ball comes back out to Barry. Very lively, the Forest Green side. Played out to the far side, and then Street heads it out for a goal kick on that far side, and that gets a cheer from the Forest Green Rovers fans away to our right. Throw in then on the far side, level with the 6-yard area. Played in short, and it's a chance perhaps to get a crossing, but Wes York over there doing some defensive duties, wearing the number 16 shirt this year. Wes, 7 last year. That's been taken by James Armson. Barry plays the ball into feet to Taylor, and then goes all the way back to Bangura, and Nuneaton defending brilliantly right across the pitch, really shutting out all avenues, and ball played in over the top. That's one for Gavin Cowan just to watch, keeps his eye on it. The bounce was difficult for him, but he did get a head on it. Ball played inside and well watched by Adam Walker. Walker just keeping an eye on his man. It's Norwood. He gives the ball away. Lewis Mott back doing some defending, plays it to Walker. Walker up the line, one for Andy Brown to chase. Well, the keeper's way off his line, and
a really strong team, and Nuneaton can keep this going for the whole match. I'll be incredibly impressed.
Goal confirmed as 18 minutes. Andy Brown's header from that Adam Walker corner. Ball played inside by Cowan. Nice touch by Armson. Just rolled the ball under his boot and then plays it out across to Theo Street, playing at right back. 4-3-3 is the lineup this evening. Wes York making up that third man just in front of the midfield and just slightly behind Andy Brown. All played back to Cowan, Nuneaton showing that they don't mind going backwards. Forest Green Rovers have been doing it all evening just to keep possession. Now Gaz Dean plays it short to Johnny Adams. Adams just playing in that position in front of Dean and Cowan in a diamond midfield. Management sounding like I know what I'm on about, but Nuneaton are doing that well, and they're doing it well tonight. I know Forest Green have had a lot of possession, but Nuneaton are slowing it down and spinning it up when they want to.
Yeah, they're playing at their pace and they're playing with confidence as well, aren't they? They've not really had much of the ball in the game until now, but they've just had a really good bit of controlled passing. Wes York's just done a little flick. Amari Bell's playing with great self-belief, and Nuneaton are really growing into them. And yes, they are managing the game.
Ah, there you go. You see, you said it. I managed to get it out of here eventually as Nuneaton go down the left side through James Armson. He try and cross it left-footed, and he might even try for a corner here. He's done exceptionally well. He's given the ball away now, and now Forest Green can break. Ball played in over the back. That's got to be offside. No. Well, it's got enough pace on to go all the way through to Belshaw. That looked offside to me, and Gaz Dean shouted. Gaz Dean was the last man. Cowan having a word with the linesman. That looked offside to me, but well, not given. And luckily, it ran through to Belshaw. Adams gives it out to Street back inside to Adams. Adams plays it short to Armson. Armson turns well, has a little run at the defence. Now goes round to the far side of the box, just puts his foot on the ball. He's got a couple of men near him. Nice footwork, but well, in the end, he couldn't quite get past his man. Tried a little trick, and Forest Green too wise for that. And now they break and send a ball over the top. And Theo Street was beaten by that one. He's got to be careful as they go a little bit longer now. The ball played into the box. It's a chance for a shot. Well, on the full, it's volleyed over the bar. Well, it certainly would, as Belshaw takes the goal kick, kicks it long, and aims for Lewis Malt. Malt didn't quite get there, and now Forest Green can bring the ball away down this right side as Hodgkiss comes down, well, puts his foot on the ball. I was going to say he was going to come down this line, but he puts his foot on the ball and goes inside. And Kelly, who's over this near side now, gives it back to Hodgkiss. Plays the ball through, and well, Walker tackling well, and won by Bell, just gets a toe in, and Nuneaton can break again. Wes York, he can perhaps get his skates on here, he plays it into Walker. Walker looks lively this evening, just a little bit heavy though with that one.
Yeah, Adam Walker's playing well. I mean, he hasn't played many games in central midfield, has he, since January? It probably makes all the difference to him playing in his favourite position. I've been impressed with Johnny Adams as well. I can't recall him giving the ball away, and he's played with great discipline to protect the defence. Cowan
plays it back to Belshaw. Belshaw then just plays it forward. It looks like Cowan's got a lot of confidence in his goalkeeper, as has Gaz Dean, and that's what you want. As Adam Walker nips in again, does well, and then plays it all well. Didn't get his head up, he played it in over the top of the defender, and well, no one there, and the goalkeeper will come across, pick that up, and Forest Green will go again. So important that Nuneaton keep doing what they've been doing and keep their concentration. You fancy that wouldn't take much for Forest Green to create a chance for themselves.
Disciplined until half-time.
Ball played forward towards Andy Brown. It just goes over Andy Brown's head, and then it's nicely played away. Norwood come back deep, gets the ball, played forward. Cowan gets there, plays it into Johnny Adams, and then plays it towards Andy Brown, but it's intercepted. Bell, well, was he pushed there? Well, no, he was beaten by the bounce and the man, and Norwood now has a chance to run. Bell tries to come back, ball played inside, it'll still run for Forest Green. They've got a man over on the far side. It was Marcus Kelly, but it went in behind him, but there is a stance to get the ball in the box. In it comes, Cowan heads it up, and well, it'll be played back into the box, and then Adam Walker plays it up into the air over the head of Lewis Malt, and Nuneaton recover. Belshaw first time plays it forward across the halfway line, looking for York. York doesn't jump for it. It's played into the path of, well, it might be a fall for Norwood. Norwood, always a good chance. He couldn't keep it down. Plays it into Andy Brown, chests it down this time, and then looks inside. There's John Adams, brilliant little touch and turn, and he plays it into James Armson. Armson's got Street on the right side in acres of space. Street looks up, plays it in, flicked on, oh, and just flicked over the bar, sees in the ground. As you say, he's a bit of an anonymous footballer in some respects, but when you actually keep an eye on him, he's terrific, and I would imagine his statistics are good as well in terms of keeping possession, passes completed, tackles made.
Yeah, I mean, ball retention's fantastic, and he's kind of covering, and he's not marking players, but he's picking players up when they advance through midfield and letting James Armstrong play a bit more advanced up the pitch, and Adam Walker as well, who's probably been, another of Nuneaton's excellent players tonight.
Ball given away by Nuneaton. One perhaps last throw of the dice for Forest Green before half-time. It's virtually 45 minutes up and the board will come out, and I would suspect it's 1 minute to be held up. I haven't really seen any stoppages, and that's run out for a corner, is it? Well, it came off Theo Street. Well, let's have a look. It's 1 minute, as I suspected, and Nuneaton have to defend a corner as Anthony Barry goes over to the far side to take this. Forest Green Rovers fans away to my right give a big cheer for Forest Green players in a huddle around the penalty spot. They scatter. Nuneaton goes zonal. Ball played up, headed into the air by Street, and then whacked away by Lewis Moulton. If this bounces, I was going to say if it bounces kindly for York, he'd be in. It doesn't, and now it's out to the far side again, and Nuneaton haven't quite cleared the lines. And that ball played in, and keeper comes, and that might just, well, I thought it might just drop into the net. Keeper came, bit of a mix-up with Cowan, and Nuneaton get away with it. And I think Nuneaton will be glad to see the half-time whistle as Moult plays it in towards York, who might just beat his man. And so Nuneaton get a corner now. Oh no, it's a free kick. Well, it's not often you see Wes York get done for bullying a defender like that, but it's a free kick, and that hopefully is the last action. But it's a great chance for Forest Green right at the death there.
Yeah, it was a funny one, wasn't it? I'm not really sure what happened. The ball just flew around in the 6-yard box off the keeper, but Nuneaton got back well.
We're underway in the second half. So back to Belshaw, who'll just about keep it in his area there as he slid away. So what do Nuneaton need to do, Matt, to stay in this game for as long as they can and go on to win it?
I think if they can keep it tight for the next 20 minutes, maybe try and frustrate Forest Green and stop them playing their football, because Forest Green are a footballing team. They can just control the game again as they were in the first half. Obviously another goal will be fantastic, but that might be asking a bit too much of Nuneaton. They certainly need to keep it at 1-0 for a long time, because it's hard to see Nuneaton keeping up this work rate for a long time. I think the subs who come on tonight will have an important part to play in that sense.
Such a shame to lose a quality player like Mark Noon last season, and then the same again to happen this season with Simon Forsdick. Looks like Fozzie will be out for much of the season, if not all of it. Ball played back to the keeper, who drilled back to the keeper. He's kind of chested it down and then played it back to the feet of Pilkington. Pilkington closed down by Moult, and Nuneaton closing down. But, well, they did very well, Forest Green, to get themselves out of a little bit of a mess there. The ball spread out now to the far side, and Wes York just making sure that Jared Hodgkiss has to go backwards again. Pilkington. Oh, Forest Green are getting deeper and deeper, and Nuneaton just need to be careful that a ball doesn't come from deep and over the top. And Nuneaton got opened up a couple of times in the first half by that long ball over the top, particularly to the far side, and they'd sort of draw Nuneaton in and make that pass. But at the moment, everything is going short and to feet. Norwood has been a threat actually in the first half. Had the best chance of the game for Forest Green, and his shot went way over the bar. Plays it in field to Kelly. Kelly looks up and well, he's still got the ball. Plays it into the edge of the area. Appeals for a free kick, not given. Bell gives it to York. York tries a little trick, and well, he's got nowhere to go. So maybe he'll try and force the error from the defender, from the attacking man, who might have been forced to foul him, but not given, and that is a free kick. And, well, Lewis Moult saying he won the ball, but he came in a little bit firm from just to the side of the man, and this is a dangerous position for Nuneaton to defend. A free kick, pretty central, and Belshaw will need his wall. Well, Nuneaton didn't defend their free kicks particularly well last year, but things have changed since then, of course. New goalkeeper. So Kelly and Barry are over the ball, the skipper, Anthony Barry. Three-man wall at the moment, and then everyone else picked up. So, well, will this be a shot? It comes in. Well, no, to the far side. Set piece. Oh, dear me. Forward to the far side. Headed away by Cowan. Ball breaks for Wes York on the far left. York goes down the touchline, uses his pace, then tries to cut inside and wins the free kick. Well, big cheers from the crowd, but he does that so well, does Wes York. He invites the players, he gets down so low, he invites the players to give him a nudge or grab hold of his wrist or just send him off balance. I didn't think it was a free kick, I've got to say, but the result is it's on the far touchline, and it'll be James Armstrong will take it. Needs a good delivery, looking for the heads of Cowan and Dean, who've come up, and Street's there. Amari Bell is back on the halfway line. Forest Green have got every single player back in the final third of the pitch. Only Kelly is outside of the box. Ball played in, high into the air. Up go the heads. There's Cowan climbing over his man, and he stays down. Interesting then that Forest Green Rovers defended with every single man back.
Well, I suppose they're looking to keep it at 1-0. No fancy their chances of getting back into the game with 35 minutes still to go. Personally, I'd always leave a pacey person up front or someone who you think can hold the ball up, because you just invite it back onto you. But a lot of managers do favour that.
Throw into Forest Green Rovers on this near side, just around about the Nuneaton dugout, I would suspect. Yeah, just a little bit further on than that. And fans all the way around four sides of the ground here at Liberty Way. Played over to the far side. That's a great ball. Played back in and cleared away, left-footed by Gavin Cowan's. Had a very assured game again this evening. Was superb on Saturday. Could arguably be man of the match. Great header by Theo Street. Plays down to Armstrong. Armstrong's got a little bit of space in front of him. Plays it out to the far side. If that can be headed forward, it's a brilliant header forward. Will that bounce for Adam Walker? Didn't quite. It was a superb crossfield pass by James Armstrong. As the throw, plays it long, looking for Andy Brown. Goes over his head. Brown puts some pressure on the man, and he's got a chance to shoot. And well, goes up and over the bar. He did the right thing there. I mean, he's not renowned for scoring from outside of the box. And, well, there's a confirmation of the attendance, if you didn't hear it the first time, on this ultra-loud speaker system. 1005. But, yeah, Andy Brown just trying to loop one up. Perhaps spotted the keeper, might have been off his line, and it went over the bar.
Yeah, I was fazed by announcing the attendance twice in the space of 30 seconds. Yeah, it sat up for him, didn't it? And he doesn't score spectacular goals too often, but when he does, they're certainly just that spectacular. He scored that brilliant goal against Guiseley, that overhead kick that'll live long in the memory of everyone who was there, myself included.
Yes, terrific goal against Guiseley with a minute left on the clock. Everyone facing the prospect of penalties. Superb display by Nuneaton in that semi-final playoff. And Brown, with his back to goal, took it on his chest, turned and volleyed it in. Fantastic goal. And as I say, he doesn't get many from outside of the area, but now a chance for Forest Green. Played into the path of Hodgkiss. And, well, Hodgkiss might have shot there, but he tried to play one across the 6-yard box low, and it's ended in a corner.
Oh, I missed that game. I think I missed 2 last year, and that was one of them. I don't mind the other one. I did see the away game. I thought it was Nuneaton's worst performance of the year, where they didn't look interested, and I can't believe I ever say that about them, but they were awful that day.
Yeah, certainly for me that was the worst performance of the season away at Southport. Lost 3-1. Street has the ball. He's got a decent throw on him. He's midway inside the Forest Green half. He's looking to perhaps play Andy Brown in. Yeah, Andy Brown comes short. Street plays it forward, just a bit too firm, and out for a goal kick in the last 3 or 4 minutes. And whether that's Nuneaton running out of gas, I suppose that has to be a concern. I mean, they're all fit lads, but at the end of the day, they are part-timers. I presume Forest Green are full-time, are they not?
Oh, yeah, very much so. Proper full-time team. Yeah, I suppose Nuneaton in the front two aren't pressing quite as much as they were in the first half, because they can't. They're letting Forest Green have the ball higher up the pitch, but then when they come towards that final third, they're just pressing at that point. So Forest Green having more of the ball, but still not doing too much with it. And Touchwood Belshaw's been untroubled for the most part.
Well, certainly if Nuneaton could grab a second one, that would certainly calm some nerves and give Forest Green a little bit more of a mountain to climb. You fancy that, if they nicked one, that would really encourage them, and who knows what might happen from there. But at the moment they trail 1-0. Kelly brings the ball across to Barry. Barry looks up and then plays it infield to Bangura. Bangura out to the far side now. Ball will be played in deep by Barnes-Homer. Chested by Stokes, and then Street just watches that. Had another good game for Nuneaton, just lets it roll out. Another substitution then for Forest Green. Really enjoying much possession at the moment. It's all Forest Green, but not troubling Belshaw thus far. Ball played in by Hodgkiss. It just goes over the head of Dean. Dean slips on the edge of the area. It's played in as a chance there. Stokes shoots and it goes wide. He's gone very, very far forward as Stokes in this second half is virtually camping out in the Nuneaton half is Chris Stokes, the left back, and he found himself free there. And really, he should have buried it.
Yeah, I thought he should have shot there. I'm surprised he's played it across the box. I mean, if there's a player at the back post that's a tap in, you say, what a great ball. But percentage-wise, you get a shot on target and work the keeper from that position, I would have thought. Bit of a let-off for Nuneaton, but they are playing very well still, just probably not hitting the heights of the first half.
Danny Sleeth warming up for Nuneaton. I'm not sure whether he's just keeping himself warm or whether he's an option for Kevin Wilkin, but at the moment everyone is doing his job. Whether he freshens it up, because they are working their socks off. That long crossfield ball goes out for Nuneaton throw, and well, Nuneaton won't be in too much of a hurry to take this, and now all of the Nuneaton subs are warming up down the near side touchline in front of Kevin Wilkin. Throw in then to Nuneaton. Theo Street will take it. He's handed the ball. He's been told to get on with it, so yeah, you might have expected that. There he goes then, long throw down the line, looking for Andy Brown, goes over Brown's head, pitches up, and that's a free kick to Nuneaton. Andy Brown wins one at last. Taylor just drops the ball to the floor, and I think Andy Brown goes over to the referee and says, about time. Lewis Moult is going to take it. Taylor saying it's not from there, but we're arguing over a few inches, and Adam Walker moves it another yard and a half. Walker then, left-footed, will try and curl this over that group of players, I'm sure, looking for Cowan maybe to head it towards goal or back into the danger area. So looking for a decent delivery here. Adam Walker plays it up. That's exactly what he did, looking for Cowan. Cowan does get a head on it, but it's cleared away by Norwood, who'd come back to do some defending. Chance for a break. Well done, Johnny Adams. He just managed to get his foot in there. And it's a great tackle as well then by Gaz Dean. And, well, I think he's won himself a free kick. 25 minutes gone and Eton have the lead. It's an absorbing game, Matt. It really is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a game of chess now, isn't it? A tactical game of chess, rather. If you were watching it as a neutral, you wouldn't say it was an amazing game, but it is absorbing, especially if you're a Boro fan, just trying to hold out this much fancied Forest Green team.
Belshaw will take the free kick, and of course if Nuneaton can go on to win this, I mean, one or two people will look at the table tonight, see Nuneaton at the top possibly, and say, hang on a minute, what are they doing up there? They're not supposed to beat Forest Green, who've spent all this money, and beat Hyde 8-0, but let's not count our chickens. Bangura gets the ball away. Adams keeps it moving forward, and look at Wes York go. He's going to try and keep that in, and I reckon he will as well, and he's fouled in the process. Oh, well, maybe not. Gosh, he never stops. He's done well for Nuneaton scoring that goal this evening. Now a chance for Nuneaton to break. James Armstrong coming through midfield. Bustled off the ball. Free kick. And maybe a yellow card. A little bit cynical. Interesting, that one. It's James Armstrong, who was booked at the weekend for something very, very similar. As a player went past him, he took one for the team, I think is the phrase that we'll use. And, well, similarly, a little bit cynical. Forest Green Rovers booking for Norwood. He's shaking his head, walking away from the referee, and is creeping into the Forest Green Rovers side. They're not having it all their own way this evening. Ball played far side, knocked into the box by Andy Brown, and then Wes York on the far side, twist, turns, plays it into the corner flag, and you get a corner from this. He's being hassled. He's strong, well, comes off a Forest Green Rovers player, and it's a throw-in which Almari Bell will take, gives it to York. York again manages to stay strong, and is he fouled? Yes, he is. Well, he's wised up himself, old Wes York, hasn't he, Matt? I mean, he's certainly stood up well there. And is that another booking? Yes, it is. Yeah, 3 bookings in the side of minute. It's Hodgkiss who's booked. Not sure it was for the foul, Matt. I think it was more for the descent after.
Yeah, Forest Green losing their rag. That's 3 bookings in a minute and 3 minutes, and 2 of them for dissent.
Armstrong with the free kick, curls one up, it's a good one. Cowan, well, he couldn't quite get there, it's headed back into the box, the head goes up, that's Dean alone. Andy Brown just couldn't quite get his foot round that one as Dean kept it going forward. And there's a chance for a break here as Norwood goes down to that far corner. Bell gets back, keeps him on that touchline. Norwood has to play it back towards Hodgkiss, who's just been yellow carded. Plays inside to Bangora. Bangora plays it into the box and then cleared away. It was only scooped away by Theo Street. And well, they need to be careful. The job isn't done yet with 15 minutes left. Kelly. Bangora plays it into feet. Is that a little niggle? And no, well, they didn't get away with that one. I thought that might have been a foul, but Adam Walker brings the ball away and he's got himself a throw in. And it's got him off to a great start this season as well. Ball played down the line. It might just break for Lewis Malt, but played up into the air. Armstrong chests it down. Oh, and it might break now for Adam Walker. Adam Walker plays it out to this near side to Wes York. York might, I was going to say, might try and win himself a penalty. He doesn't. Plays it to Street. It comes in. Dangerous ball into the box. Might fall for Armstrong. Armstrong into the box. Goes past his man and then plays it out to Street again. Street dinks one in. And oh, well, comes off the shin and out for a corner. 13 minutes left. Plays it in short to Armstrong. Armstrong gets an angle on the ball. Plays it in. That's a poor one. Easily cleared away. And it's 2-on-2 at the moment. And it might now be 3-on-2. It's a great chance for a break as Stokes comes down that right side in towards the box now. He plays one in low. Chance for a goal here. And it's 1-1. 1-1. A turn defence into attack. And Hodgkiss has scored, who's been booked a while ago. Quick break. It was Stokes on the far side and well, and eventually it was just side-footed into the net. Nuneaton have got to get themselves ahead again. Well, it's important now that they don't fall apart. Ball played forward. Unfortunate goal to give away there on the break. Well, Murray Bell on the far side gets it away. And it's a free kick. Well, I can expect Forest Green to come strong now. And well, Nuneaton have done so much hard work there, Matt. And well, let's see what happens from now on.
I can't believe Nuneaton have left 2v2 at the back for a corner there. It's incredibly naive. All this talk we've made about controlling the game, and that's just such a stupid play. I can't believe they've done that. It's totally shot themselves in their foot. It's a good goal, but stupid defending. It winds me up when I see things like that, and I'm not even a fan.
Well, Belshaw hasn't had much to do in the second half, but he had no chance with that. I mean, it was one back inside to, well, James Armstrong, and didn't think that was a foul, but the referee was closer than me. Armstrong doesn't protest, and he's got a yellow card, James Armstrong. Unbelievable. James Armstrong, I don't know whether he said something to the referee under his breath, but yellow card, I don't know what that was for, and Armstrong now has got 2 yellow cards in 2 games. Bangora plays it in field, so James Armstrong yellow carded. It was flashed very, very quickly towards him. Ball up in the air, might fall for a player. Ooh, well, it was just bouncing in front of the goalkeeper. He bounces up and takes it. Second attempt, we're inside the last 7 minutes. 1-1 here at Liberty Way. Belshaw, huge kick forward. Andy Brown comes to meet it, doesn't get anywhere near it in the end. Ball played back, and Stokes then plays it forward into feet. And, nice touch to Bangora. Has that gone out? Referee and linesman say no. Played in field. James Armstrong doesn't get anywhere near that. I'm just wondering whether James Armstrong's just drifting out of the game a little bit. Well, I only felt that Forest Green would one sniff of a chance. They had one and they took it. And Nuneaton defended with 2 against 2 from their own corner. Ball played forward and, well, Bell does brilliantly well there, just flicks it up and over his man, keeps it in on the far side, turns. Is he fouled there? Referee says no. Chance for Forest Green to come down the right. Bell is up quickly and then push. Ball crossed in and Belshaw Picks that up easily, shrugs off the challenge of Matt Taylor, who's also on a yellow card. 3 quick yellow cards for Forest Green. Ball bowled out to Lewis Mott, who's come very deep for that ball, plays it up the line. It's hanging in the air. Andy Brown comes to meet that. It'll perhaps run out for an uneven throw. Yep, just in front of me. James Armstrong just making sure that Pilkington forced it out. 4.5 minutes left plus stoppage time. There's been a couple of substitutions to Forest Green, so there'll be at least 2 minutes added on. The referee is saying hurry up to Street. It doesn't really take that long and plays it down the line to Lewis Malt. Malt tries to turn his bat. He's won himself a corner. Well done, Lewis Malt. Well, Matt Davis, let's see how many players Nuneaton leave back this time.
I'm not sure what happened on the last corner. James Armstrong came short, but they left the same three. But I don't know whether John Adams got sucked in on the last corner, but they're leaving 2 back again. Although Forest Green are pulling everyone back now. So, yeah, terrible defending, but a chance here to get the winner, hopefully.
Gaz Dean just asking permission from Kev Wilkin to go forward. He's gone forward, and the only player left out of the area now is Matt Taylor. Ball curled in. Up goes Cowan. Cowan gets his head on it, but it's over the bar. To burst down the right and from that Nuneaton corner and set the goal up, which was put away by the fullback Hodgkiss. And it's played back towards the Nuneaton penalty area. Gaz Dean, all these lost out on that one. Played against the area. Oh, and that was a clear chance. If Matthew Barnes-Homer could have slid in on that one. Nuneaton living dangerously at the back as Adam Walker breaks. John Adams now runs into space. There's a few tired legs out there, I imagine. Andy Brown has the ball. Good footwork from Brown. He's thought he was fussed off the ball, but he's still got it. Needs some support. Well, he's got Bell with him now. Gives it to Bell. Bell back inside to Brown. Brown head up, plays it infield to John Adams. Had a tidy game, Adams. Adams inside to Gaz Dean. Dean has got Street out wide. Street has the ball now. We're inside the last minute. James Armstrong has the ball. Will Nuneaton try and search out a winner? Long searching ball. Keeper comes for it. Does really, really well. It's going to be shown to me next. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Well, OK. Not sure where they were gleaned from, but Bell forces the ball against the Forest Green player and out for a Nuneaton goal kick.
4 minutes of added time. 4 minutes of added time.
Against a side that are much fancied to win this league. Ball played forward. It's volleyed away, and maybe a chance now for Forest Green to have one last break, maybe. As Street comes across. Ball played through. That's a free kick, and I would think a yellow card. Yep. I think it's going to be Theo Street that gets that yellow card. Well, I suppose you'd call that a professional foul. Well, more defending for Nuneaton to do, and I need to keep focus, keep the concentration. This is in a dangerous position. We've seen good delivery from Forest Green into the box. They're all lined up on the edge of the penalty area. But mighty relief to see this one cleared, I can tell you. I guess you could say that Nuneaton were never expected to win games like this, but they've been in it for a long, long time. Ooh, and, well, just eluded everyone, and substitute was trying to take that quickly, told to retake it because he hadn't taken it from the right place. Pilkington plays it across his penalty area, but well, Andy Brown and Lewis Malt have absolutely run their legs off, and well, that's caught. That's the end of the game. I was going to say that's been cut out, and Nuneaton draw against Forest Green Rovers. They were in the game for 77 minutes, winning the game for 77 minutes. In the end, they've had to settle for a draw. Highly entertaining. Two games in, 4 points on the board, a really satisfying start to the season.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I'm a little bit disappointed we haven't taken all 3 points tonight, but I think prior to the, the opening game of the season, if you'd offered me 4 points, I would have taken it. Yeah. Do
you set yourself targets at all, month by month or week by week?
Not really. I think football, you've been in it long enough to know that there's games you think you'll win, you don't, and games that you don't think you'll get something out of, you do. And like I say, we approach every game individually, like I say, and just try to amass that amount of points to obviously first and foremost keep us in the league.
And what are you most looking forward to this season? We've had a great end to last season, staying up with a game to go and some good performances towards the end. What are you most looking forward to ahead of 2013-14?
I'd love to build on what we done last year. I don't want to, be going into the final couple of weeks of the season, kind of looking over a shoulder and wondering and waiting on other people's results. That would be the goal, to build on 15th place. I'm not getting carried away with the start. It's a solid start. We've got a tough game against Southport, who are now top of the league on Saturday. So we take nothing for granted, and that will be the test and the measure of us, is whether we've learnt from last season and how important every 3 points is to us. And I think, we've shown signs so far that we have. We need to continue to develop that. We need to get a few more people through the turnstile and believe in what we're doing down here, and start to push the club on all fronts.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Sperrin Brewery Stadium here at Liberty Way for Skrill Premier Football between Nuneaton Town and Southport. So 3 with a long throw. It's a good one, straight into the middle of the box. It bounces once and a chance for Nuneaton, and it's 1-0. Lewis Malt picked up the loose ball. There was some confusion in the box from the long throw. It took one bounce. It fell to Lewis Malt, and inside 1.5 minutes, it's Nuneaton 1, Southport 0, and it was the easiest of chances to Lewis Malt. Good control. Company from Matt Flynn. Ball played now to Lewis Malt. Malt tries to shoot, might have another pop at this one. Malt shoots and scores! Well, what a game we have here. Left-footed strike into the corner, the bottom corner to the goalkeeper's left. And after 9.5 minutes, it's now Nuneaton 2, Southport 1. 3 goals inside the first 10 minutes, Matt Davis.
Well, can you believe it? Crazy start to the game, but Lewis Malt's on fire at the moment. 3rd goal of the season.
Throws into the box, won by Southport. Up in the air, won by Lewis Malt. Might fall for Adam Walker. Great goal! Left-footed, drilled it past the outstretched arm of the keeper, who's had a good game so far. And Adam Walker slides in on his knees in front of the Nuneaton fans. Drilled it into the corner of the net, low. And with just about 7 minutes remaining, it's now Nuneaton 3, Southport 1. Theo, welcome to Nuneaton Town. First chance we've had to speak to each other. Before we start and talk about today's game, just tell us what attracted you to Nuneaton.
Well, playing yourselves last year, and you absolutely overworked us. You worked hard. Your determination, organisation is just something that I really brought into. And I knew Mickey from Solihull Moors at the time, and he spoke really highly of the gaffer and the lads and the team spirit. And it was just, as soon as things I saw at Alpha, and I knew this was a place for me. To be fair, he sold it really well to me, and I come down, met the gaffer and the chairman, and had a look around the ground, and everyone just seemed top notch. To be fair, and it just made the decision easy in the end.
And we're going to have a little bit of a whip round, get you a Nuneaton tie, get rid of that red Alfreton tie. What's that? That's got to be.
It's not actually.
It's
just a red tie.
Oh, it's Alfreton as far as we're concerned. You've got to get rid of that.
To be fair, it can be classed as the away kit. I thought we may be playing in red now, but yeah, I think they're getting us sorted out. And like I said, all the lads, we have a bit of stick and that, but it's all good banter and that. But yeah, I'm enjoying it here, to be honest.
Brilliant. Here's a line that you didn't expect to hear probably. This time next week, you'll be pitting your wits against Edgar Davids. Kevin Wilkin versus Edgar Davids. That normally only happens on the computer games, doesn't it? But you've got your chance.
Yeah, it's great. And like I say, somebody with the stature of Edgar being at this level, it's it's fantastic to. He's a great player, and I'm sure he'll turn out to be a great manager. So it's great. It's another game though, and another game that I want to try and win. So regardless of who's manager or who's playing, I just want to try and win every game that I can at this club, and that's the most important thing for me.
And you won't be asking for his autograph or a photo with him?
Might ask for a shirt. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But nah, I'm not too much into that. I don't think so. I'll take the 3 points more than anything.
Louis, you couldn't buy a goal for Nuneaton last year. I think you went 16 matches without one, and now 3 in 3 games. You're on fire.
Yeah, I'll be honest, that little stat there hurts me every time someone says it, and before the season that hurt me, reading that every time. But hopefully I'm going to put it right this season, and that's what I'm aiming to do, and I've started doing that, and hopefully I'll carry on doing that. And, the main thing in my career is to play games, and that's what hopefully I'm going to do here. And I want to play games, score goals, and better myself, and hopefully keep Nuneaton playing well, doing well, and we'll have a good season, I think.
Ball played into the edge of the area. Lewis Moult picks it up, turns, might get a shot away. It's a good one, and it's a goal to Nuneaton. Lewis Moult has equalised on 37 minutes. It was a superb turn, and he got it away with his right foot. And he stands with his back to the crowd, pointing at the number 9 shirt. Can they encourage Nuneaton on to victory? Bell turns, goes inside, might have a shot himself. Long comes off the shoulder of the player. He'll go out to the far side. Referee's given a penalty. Unbelievable. Said his arm was up, and I've got to say that seems very unfair on the Kidderminster player. And in the final seconds here, Nuneaton have a penalty as the cameraman run to behind the goal. Well, he was ducking. The shot from Bell clearly came off the arm and shoulder, but I think that's very, very, very harsh. James Armstrong had his back to goal on the edge of the D. He will turn and face Danny Lewis. There he goes in front of the Nuneaton fans. Shoots, and it's saved. Heading back towards goal, but it's in. It's pushed in the net by James Armstrong. And the penalty was saved, but it's pushed in the net, and the Nuneaton fans all around the ground go wild, and over in the right-hand side of the pitch, Kidderminster fans have their head in their hands. Andy Brown, top of the league. Can you quite believe it?
I think I'm a little bit surprised. I think, to be honest, we had a very similar expectation to last year with regards to where we expect to be in the league, and to rack up this many points so early on is, I guess, just a bonus to getting to our primary aim, which is survival.
Last year when we spoke, or the end of last season, you said there's tremendous team spirit and belief. Well, that's got to have gone through the ceiling now, sitting there as you do, going into some more tough fixtures at the weekend, Grimsby, then Wrexham. But, you know, in terms of the perfect start, you've got to be believing that you can go on and do really well this season.
I mean, at home especially, we back ourselves against anyone, and I think last year we were a force to be reckoned with at home. I think where the confidence is coming in now is going away from home to the top teams. I mean, we are improving with confidence, but once again we have to make sure we stay grounded and also keep within ourselves. Yeah, so going away from home, I think, is meaning a change in attitude. I think with regards to our shape, it's improved massively, and I think when we've got likes of Wes, Multi, players of that calibre with the pace and ability, we can hit any team on the break, and I think that's maybe where our confidence levels have improved. But we have to stay grounded, as I said earlier, and we have to make sure we don't get above ourselves, because I think one of the reasons we are doing so well is because we are very humble. We know our strengths, we know our weaknesses, and we stick to a game plan which so far has worked very well for us.
Jimmy, not your best ever penalty, but you've made up for it by tucking in the rebound.
I'll take them every time. I'm not bothered. As long as the ball goes in the net, I'm happy with that. If I had 20 pens and all of them went in like that, I wouldn't complain once, no. Not the best pen, but I'll take that bit of luck I think that we deserved.
I've got a little bit of a build-up like you have when I describe what you do, because you juggle the ball and you go and stand on the edge of the area. You've got a little bit of a routine, haven't you? And then you turn your back and you face the goalkeeper, and that's great for me. I'm able to describe all of that. When he then saves it with his feet, a little bit disappointing, but you've stayed alert and the ball's come back to you off their defender, and you could have easily peeled away, but you've pushed it in the net.
Yeah, I just wanted to make it interesting for everyone. No, you've got to stay alert all the time. I mean, I could have put my head in my hands and the ball rolls past me and the keeper picks it up, but I stayed alert and tucked it away, and we'll take the win.
Who would you pick out? I mean, I know it's unfair because I know players watch this, but who would you particularly pick out that you would put forward for an England selection?
I think on the day that you've got numerous players out there. You know, James, who's coming in goal. Gaz Dean is ultra consistent. Jimmy Armstrong, Adam Walker, you know, the pair of them are playing well at the moment. Wes is, you know, he's a quality player on his day. He's not had the best of times so far this season, but he's still a real threat. You know, there's lots there that you know that could be recognised and go into that side. But there you go. That's not down to me to pick it. All I can do is get them right for games and get them organised, and you know, hopefully keep achieving in games.
Good evening and welcome to Liberty Way, the Sperrin Brewery Stadium for Skrill Premier Football here on Boro TV. Here come Boro again. There's a great blistering run by Wes York. Sees Danny Sleeth free. Sleeth shoots first time. Picked up and is it put in the net? It is. And it's 1-0 to Nuneaton. The rebound put in by Wes York. His first goal of the season. And after 22 minutes, Nuneaton have the lead. It was a great shot by Danny Sleeth. Sleeth was found in acres of space by Wes York, who came bursting through the middle. Sleeth hit it first time. It was only parried by Rhys Evans. And there was Wes York, who followed up. He just continued his run and he smashes it into the net. And it's 1-0 Nuneaton. Happy days here at Liberty Way. Infield to Armson, who goes on a bit of a run. He's played it into the path of Andy Brown. Andy Brown shoots and it's tapped in and it's 2-1 to Nuneaton, and it's that man Lewis Moult. And he jumps up into the air, and the man has got 8 goals for the season. Lewis Moult at the near post just played the ball into the net with the inside of his right foot. He's in the right place at the right time yet again, and there's nothing that can stop this man. He's on fire. 15 minutes gone in the second half, and Nuneaton restore their lead. 2-1 they lead against Hereford. And Lewis Moult takes the applause and the congratulations. Great work by James Armson as he burst through the middle. It looked like he might shoot himself. He played it into the path. I think it was Andy Brown who shot. Louis, another goal to add to the 2 you got on Saturday. You're absolutely on fire. You score when you want.
Yeah, as the fans say. Yeah, luckily I've got on the end of another one tonight. Delighted with it, and even better that I was the winner.
And the fans will surely want to know what the secret sauce is. What's going on behind the scenes that's propelling Nuneaton forward in such a brilliant fashion?
I wouldn't say we've changed much from last season. I think a little bit of luck's going our way. I think you've seen Jimmy's penalty. Like you say, mine came off my shoulder a couple of days ago. A little bit of luck's going our way at the minute, and hopefully it can keep going our way.
It's difficult for Nuneaton to reproduce that quality every game. I think I would say the effort's there, but the quality from Nuneaton stays sorely lacking, unfortunately.
James Armson, it might break for Lewis Moult. Chance for Moult. Moult scores! It was a long-range shot from James Armson. It broke through to Lewis Moult, and he's now got 9 goals. And he points to the number 9 shirt on his back. 9 goals for Lewis Moult. Puts the ball down and kicks long. That's a really good kick. Cowan's under it. It gets there first, and he's... Oh, well. Salisbury have been given a penalty. Climbing, and Fitchett has gone to ground. It's Cowan who's allegedly climbing. Ben Wright only been on the field a minute. Strikes the ball and scores. Puts that away brilliantly. Salisbury finished the stronger here as Cowan just gets palmed off. Ball played into the edge of the area. There's a great chance for Salisbury to take all the points, and they've taken them. Scored again. Elliot Freer. Totally unmarked. 2 goals in a minute. Yeah, that's it. Nuneaton's run has come to an end here. Their unbeaten run, which stretches back into last season, undone by 2 very, very late goals by Salisbury. They've gifted them the win. Gavin, so disappointing for the run to come to an end. We mustn't forget that it's a superb run, but maybe the nature in which the defeat has come today is a bitter pill.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think when you go on a run like that, it's always hard because you forget what it's like to lose. But maybe it's a good test for us just to see where we can go from here.
Talk us through your view of the penalty, because it was given against you. It looked harsh, but that's easy for me to say from where I'm sitting in the stand. You didn't argue with the referee, but then there's no point, is there? But
no, well, I did argue, and I did say to him I thought it was a really poor decision. But you know, the older you get, the more you realise that those things aren't going to change. When he actually blew the whistle, I thought he blew it against the lad for backing in. I didn't initially feel like it was a penalty. I thought the lad was backing in, but they go against you sometimes, and you know, have a look at myself, perhaps I can't let the ball bounce there. But again, I felt the lad was backing in, and I thought it was a strange decision, to be honest.
Gateshead. Armson sees the runner Walker on the far side. Great vision. Crossed in, might fall for Moult. Moult takes a touch, takes it with his left, plays it in, and it might go in. It's 1-0. Wes York with his head on this near post. It was heads all the way. It came across to him. Lewis Moult had acres of space and loads of room. And after just 2.5 minutes, Nuneaton have the lead to shut the Lincoln fans up, I think. It was headed on by Andy Brown, I think it was, and there at the far post. And it gets blocked as it left his foot. Out to Richards. Richards crosses in. It's a decent one. Might fall for Danny Sleeth. Sleeth, chance to cross it in. Oh, he's headed into the net by Andy Brown! And Nuneaton from nowhere, with 10 minutes to go, have an equalising goal. Well, great cross in by Danny Sleeth, and Andy Brown somehow at the near post got something on it. And Nuneaton... You look at the table now, and Nuneaton are in the playoff positions. They've dropped a couple of places to fourth. Lots of teams who are on a sort of 20, 21, 22, 23 points that could easily overtake them, but it's only the first week in October, and Nuneaton are in the playoff places. And with 24 points, if I'd have offered you that in July, you'd have snatched my hand off.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you look at it, if you'd the way things have gone, if you'd had, I don't know, won 3 and then lost 1 and sort of thing like other teams have come, you would have said it's, you know, really, really good start. But down to the fact we're on such a good run, and you lose a couple, and then it feels like, oh, you know, as the bubble bursts, so to speak, and stuff like that. So I think the lads have regrouped well, to be honest, to get a point, because at the end of the day, it's a very good point against a good side. They've changed their side this year, and like I said, they're a big club, big following they've got, and they, you know, they've splashed a bit of money. So we've done well to, you know, deal with that. We've got a point, and then we go to Halifax on Tuesday, another tough test. But if you can keep taking points, then who knows what it is. But it's all about looking who's around you. You don't get too complacent and think we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Safety is the main priority, and then we take anything's a bonus from there.
Gaz, when we spoke privately last week, you wanted a reaction from every single player after that defeat, and it seemed like you got one today.
Yeah, I think in terms of work ethic, it was far better than last week, but it's another game of football where we should have been picking up 3 points and stuff, and it's just disappointing today, because I think concentration levels is what let us down, and you can't say that too many times this season. I think that's starting to creep into our game, which is worrying, but you know, if we put that amount of effort in for the rest of the season, then we'll be fine. But it's just them concentration levels and them individual errors at the minute that are costing us. They haven't been doing in the first 8 or 9, and they have done for the last 3-4 games.
Nuneaton living a little bit dangerously, and at the moment they are still trailing, and the longer this goes on, you do wonder whether they'll be able to get themselves back into the game. But they are in the ascendancy now through Amari Bell taking the ball to the edge of the area, but Braintree defending in numbers and done really well. Out to the far side too. It's gone in, has it? Yes, the ball has gone in. The joined it at exactly the right time, and the cheer you can hear next to me is Gavin Cowan, and it's Theo Street who was crossed the ball in, and it's dropped straight into the net. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a shot, Clive Eakin. It was a cross, and it's eluded everybody. It's gone over the goalkeeper's head, and it's just dropped in the back of the net. And Theo, I mean, he's put a lot of his crosses into row Z this season. He's put one in the roof of the net. I mean, I bet he's going to sleep well tonight.
Yeah, he keeps saying he gave the keeper the eyes, but he shanked it. I don't care, he shanked it. But fair play to him. He's put the ball in the box. He's put it in the right area, and luckily it's gone in for us all.
And when you look at a game like today, that's the 3rd draw, but at least that run of defeats has stopped, and maybe Nuneaton are heading in the right direction again.
Yeah, we're just ticking over at the minute, nicking the point here and there, and hopefully we'll bounce back and we'll get 3 points Saturday.
Well, welcome to the club. You've made your debut today. Have you enjoyed it? Is it the first bit of football you've had for a long time?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was nice to be back out on a pitch again. It's been nearly 3 years really competitively, so it's been a tough long road, and like I say, it's just nice to get back, and hopefully I can enjoy it here.
I think you're unfortunate for the yellow card. I bet you agree with me on that. So you've come back in and immediately yellow carded, but that must be part of your game. You look like you like to mix it with defenders.
Yeah, I think you've got to. Being a big lad, you're going to be targeted, and it's up to me to win stuff, get hold of it, and build play.
So what can we expect to see from you? What's the qualities of your game?
Just hopefully winning plenty in the air, getting hold of it, and working extremely hard for the team. And obviously, hopefully, scoring a few goals as well. And
you've had a few weeks training with the lads. What have you found out about Nuneaton, and what do you enjoy about the club?
Obviously, I've had two training sessions. So I trained 2 Thursdays. Obviously, I had a game midweek, so I trained 2 Thursdays. So obviously, I'm still very new to it all. But I like what I see. They seem a great bunch of lads, and I'm sure that we've had a great start, and I'm sure we'll continue to do well.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Sperrin Brewery Stadium for Skrill Premier Football here on Boro TV. Maltz under that, heads it down to Sleeth. Sleeth into the box, might fall for Hibbert. Hibbert, though, didn't bring it down. Chance now for Nuneaton as the flag up, he's surrounded into the net, is it? And the goal is given! Yeah! It's Sir Lewis Maltz who just nipped in. There was one or two people who thought he might have been offside. We couldn't have seen that from here. It was rolled into his path, and all he'd got to do was tuck it under the goalkeeper's body, and he rolled it under him. And in the 38th minute, we've got 6-7 minutes left, Nuneaton have the lead. You could argue they've been fortunate. One or two Chester players over at the far side who were saying offside. They're all arguing with the linesman. I mean, we can't tell from here, but Lewis Maltz has come off the bench to put Nuneaton in front. Phil, you've come into the side having been out on loan. You've been slotted into midfield, and you seem to have made that berth your own.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. You know, I think going out on loan has helped me with the match fitness. So I've given myself the best chance to when I do get a chance in the team. I give I don't do myself no harm. And like I say, if people think I'm doing well, then I'm happy with that. You know, I'm just enjoying playing with the boys at the minute.
Nuneaton fans know you all too well for scoring goals here for Telford, and we all wish then that you were in our side. Now you are. When are we going to see you let one rip and break the back of the net?
Well, I was going to ask you the same question, to be honest. But no, you know, I'll just keep, like I say, as long as I'm playing, I'm happy. You know, like you say, the goals would be nice if they would come. I think I've sort of took to a more defensive midfielder now. I think as I'm getting old age, can't get as forward as much. But you know, yeah, I still like to get forward now and again, and hopefully the goals will start coming once I get one. And we mentioned earlier, you know, obviously we know you're from Telford, and you've come to Nuneaton. That's quite hard, isn't it, coming from an established club to a team where probably you would say they are your biggest rivals at that time, and certainly in Blue Square North as it was then. But you've settled in well since you've come in. A good bunch to be around. You like being at the club? Yeah, definitely. You know, it's like I say, it was a big thing to come from Telford because, like you said, rivals and stuff, and I'd been there a long time. But you know, the lads have made it easy for me to slot in. If I'm being honest, it helps having Gav and Brownie and a couple of the other boys that I already know. And you know, the likes of Jimmy Armisen and Gaz Dean, I've played against them, like I say, quite a few times, so you get to know them sort of a little bit. But the team spirit in there is fantastic, and you know, and they've welcomed me in with open arms, and they've made it easy to slot in, if I'm being honest, along with the gaffer and Mickey as well.
Feel to Walker, nice touch, nice layoff to Armson out to Sleeth. Great football by Nuneaton. Sleeth takes the touch, then plays the ball in long to the far post. Needs to come back towards goal. Chance here, and it's 1-0. Tucked into the net, and it was a great move by Nuneaton.
Adam Walker.
It's 26 minutes gone, and it's 1-0. Throw into Nuneaton, into Armson, gives it back to Bell. Look like that might be handball. Nuneaton still have the ball though. There's a chance for Hibbert perhaps to get a shot away. Right footed, it's done really well. What a goal! Dave Hibbert showing all of his class in making himself some space. Unleashed the shot right footed, completely wrong footed the goalkeeper, and tucks the ball into the corner of the net. Nuneaton have a throw in, taken long into the edge of the area. Is that headed away? Chance maybe for West York, shoots and scores, and it's Nuneaton 3, Alfreton 0, and the substitute turns and get himself a goal. It's first since that equaliser away at Halifax, and he just turns on the volley, pushes it into the corner of the net. Adam, you seem to enjoy scoring against Alfreton. That's the fourth, as I count, in 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's well, you look at it and you think it's a good omen to have, really. I've scored 3 last year, and I'm just glad to get the 3 points today, to be fair. And
are you going to back yourself to score again on Saturday, back at Alfreton again? I mean, should I put some money on you?
Yeah, maybe another header, I think. I fancy myself.
Rose like a salmon is what they're saying, but salmon fillet.
Yeah, to be fair, I think my dad looked, when I ran to the side, I saw him, he looked quite shocked that I'd even headed it, so he might be quite impressed with that, so I'll take that.
Well, you don't normally like to mess that lovely gelled hair up, do you, to be fair, so...
I've changed my game, I'll just head it and kick it now, to be fair.
Great, thanks for joining us.
Got knocked out of the FA Trophy on penalties.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Sperrin Brewery Stadium at Liberty Way as the teams make their way onto the pitch. Chance here for Woking to make it 2-0. Can he bring the goalkeeper in? He has. It's 2-0. It's Betsy. Nuneaton are going to find it very, very tough to get back from this position. And there's the end of the game. It's finished here. Woking 2, Nuneaton 0. I don't think many Nuneaton fans will be surprised at that result, given Nuneaton's recent form.
Flicked on. Hibbert having a good game here for Nuneaton. It's Wes York down the Nuneaton right. Has a little look, gets a little bit of a spurt on, plays a ball into the danger area, and it just goes past the far post and out harmlessly. Just needed a touch there from someone running in. Corner to Nuneaton on the far side, swung in left-footed by Adam Walker. Up go the heads, and it might just fall, but is cleared away left-footed in the end by Taylor. As Nuneaton press. Throw into Cambridge. Turning on the pressure a little bit. Ball played into the edge of the area and it's headed down, but Kelly Roos is on his line, and Elliott should have done better with that, really, for me. Throw in to Nuneaton on the far side. Infield to Armson. Armson plays the ball out, and that's it. It's ended. Nuneaton nicked a point off the league leaders. 0-0. It's finished here at Liberty Way. And a key start to 2014 for Nuneaton. They had skipper Gaz Dean sent off in the defeat at Southport before losing to Gateshead. But buoyed by the return of striker Andy Brown, they secured 2 vital league home wins.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Sperrin Brewery Stadium for Skrill Premier Football here on Boro TV. Up the line, it's going to run for Theo Street. Street, if he's strong enough, will perhaps go past his man, and he has, to the byline, plays the ball in. Might fall for Andy Brown, it's under his feet, shoots, scores! Andy Brown gets a goal! We've played 25 minutes of the second half, and he takes the applause in front of that Britannia Tyres stand. It just got caught under his feet for a minute, but he managed to just get it out, dig it out, and shoot low into the net, and Andy Brown is back. Smash forward, but Gaz Dean heads that, and then along comes Joe Ostler. Heads it forward, falls for Malt, does well, plays it in. Andy Brown is now clean through. Oh, he's just not got that yard of pace to go past the last man, but he's tried it all day, and he's scored! Well, would you believe it? Andy Brown just looks almost embarrassed with that goal. Louis Malt has got his hands on his forehead as if to say, how on earth did you do that? Well, I'm pretty sure that was a cross. At best, a cross-come shot. And Andy Brown has got his second goal in the 2 home games we've had here on 38 minutes. This is why I'm commentating on non-league football, because Motti would know that detail. Chance here again for Louis Malt, and this time he scores! Comes in on a mistake, and he makes no mistake this time. Fires it low under the goalkeeper's body from around about 10 yards out, and just before half-time, it's Nuneaton 2, Aldershot 0, and Louis Malt looks a relieved man. So the referee looks at his watch. I'm pretty sure this time he will blow. Kicks, there it is! Nuneaton have the lead, have the win, I beg your pardon. 2-1, it's finished here. Goals by Andy Brown and Louis Malt in the first half. Tristan Plummer getting a goal back 5 minutes before time to make it interesting. Nuneaton worthy of the win.
In February, champions-elect Luton Town visited Liberty Way, and the occasion saw the ground's league attendance record smashed. 3,470 people coming through the gate. 2 more wins against Lincoln and Hyde kept Nuneaton's playoff dream alive.
The other Delfonso playing here today at right back as Gavin Cowan on the halfway line just takes a little look. Plays a lovely ball through the middle. There's a chance here early on for James Armson to break in the box. He might go all the way on his own. He's curled it into the net. 1-0. Beautiful goal. We've played 1 minute and 9 seconds, and James Armson, who'd gone to the far side of the pitch, took a beautiful through ball from Gavin Cowan, who did keep it on the deck. He split the defence. It looked like he might have squared it at one point, but with that beautiful right foot, he's curled it into the corner of the net, and 1-0. That's settled a few nerves, if ever there were.
2014 will long be remembered for the shock departure of Kevin Wilkin, who left to manage Wrexham. Nuneaton were 4th in the league when up-stepped Boro heroes Mark Noon and Simon Forsdick to temporarily take the managerial reins.
Welcome to Liberty Way for Skrill Premier Football here on Boro TV as the teams make their way to the halfway line. We'll see what Nuneaton are going to do here, but James Armson flicks one up to the far post. Gaz Cowan heads it back, it's up in the air, it's still there to be won. Headed in, is it off the line? Claims that it's gone in. Yes, and the referee's given it. It's 1-0 to Nuneaton, and it's Andy Brown that's got the goal. Well, Nuneaton have survived some scares, but Andy Brown's header back towards goal. It looked like it was cleared off the line. but the linesman on the far side, his flag went up, the referee spotted it, he gave it as well. The crowd behind that goal also shouted that it was in the net. It's so hard for us to see from here. It was an though I've got 5 men now breaking forward against just 3 Welling players. They really need to think about this if they want to try and get a second goal and maybe steal this one right at the death. It's, Danny Sleeth turns, plays the ball into the box, headed up and into the net. Yes! Dave Hibbert makes it 2-0. Danny Sleeth cross, met by Dave Hibbert, just got enough on it. It was palmed into the roof of the net by the goalkeeper, and it's Nuneaton 2, Welling 0, and it's Dave Hibbert with that reasonably simple header. He still had to bury it in the net. He's done so, and you'd like to think it's game over, what, with just a few minutes left.
It will be a long ball looking for the head of Brown, who's lost his footing. It's an easy out in the end. D'Alfonso gets a shot off from range. Oh, and it's gone in! Nathan D'Alfonso with a spectacular effort from 35 yards. It's a goalkeeping error from Cameron Balford, but Emmett D'Alfonso's opened his account for Nuneaton Town with a goal that he'll remember. And it was a strange celebration from D'Alfonso. The ball came to him, chested it down, and he's got off a volley about 35 yards out. Cameron Balford looked to have his body behind it. He's got his eye on the ball, he's caught the ball, but he's dropped it into the roof of the net.
Welcome to a brand new era here at Liberty Way as both sides make their way out onto the pitch. No Kevin Wilkin. The king is dead, long live the king. Today in charge, Simon Forsdick, who steps up, having been injured all season, to take the reins in this game. Crucial game against Grimsby. In the absence of Mark Noon against a former championship side in Grimsby. Thomas plays the ball in. It's a good cross there at the far post. It's a goal. 1-0 to Grimsby. It was a great ball in, and he's pushed into the net with the right foot. And after 7 minutes, it's Nuneaton 0, Grimsby 1. It's a fabulous delivery, left-footed into the box. Well, it's gone out to the far side. Louis Malt won't have time though to cross it back in, and Grimsby have the win. Fortunately for me, in my view, but there you go. Valiant effort, brave effort by Nuneaton. Simon, the last time I spoke to you at Barnet, you were looking at a long season of recovery from injury, and here you are, you're the Nuneaton manager against a former championship side. What a season.
I am the temporary assistant manager looking after the side today in Nooney's absence, I think I'd say. I haven't got ideas above my station, certainly not. In terms of what a season, yeah, ridiculous season. We've got 7 games to go now after today. And the boys have been absolutely fantastic. I think we're the highest placed part-time side in the country. Brilliant, what more could you really want? And yet we've still got more to play for as well. So it's going to be an interesting last 6 weeks.
Did you call upon Kevin Wilkin for his advice? Did he give you any advice? Has he messaged you at all, or is that all done and dusted and Kev is gone?
Kev has gone, yeah, that's a fact. I've seen him with a Wrexham scarf in his hand, so yeah, he has.
It's painful, that, isn't it? That's like seeing your ex-girlfriend with a new bloke, isn't it?
Yeah, but I like to think my ex-girlfriend's a better looking than Kev, so I can deal with this one. But yeah, he has gone, and we wish him all the very best, obviously, there. But in terms of advice, no, I haven't spoken to Kev. He came over on Thursday to train, and it was a very emotional 5-10 minutes where he talked about what we meant to him and what we've supported him to go and achieve and get back into the full-time club. So that affected us all. Since then, I've exchanged 1 or 2 texts with him, and that was just best wishes really, and mutual admiration. And then he texted all the lads this morning just to say wishing us well again, to be strong, obviously one of his catchphrases. So
focus.
Focus. Yeah, he didn't mention that one. No, but that's the extent of it. So no conversations verbally with him. I've spoken to 1 or 2 other people. I need to return a few calls because I've tried to avoid, having too many voices in my head. People like Ken Gillard, someone who I respect extremely highly, tried to speak to me and I just ignored it, which probably sounds terrible, but I couldn't be dealing with extra voices at that time. So I'll follow that up, and they'll give me the advice for the next 6 weeks of how to support Nooney in working with the lads.
Well, we wish you well. We'll track everything till the end of the season, and maybe, just maybe, this is the start of a managerial career. But your football career is not quite over yet, is it? Kevin, on behalf of all Nuneaton fans and the players as well, of course, we want to wish you well. You're at Wrexham now, but Nuneaton have had a fine season, and you've been a massive part of that. But I'm sure you've got a message for the fans as we put this DVD together to sum up what has been a pretty good season.
Yeah, I've had a terrific season, and everybody concerned at the club has all made a real effort for me to kind of be in this position. The players as much as anybody, but everybody at the club has worked really hard this season. I think whatever happens now, they're going to finish in a strong position. Like I say, I've got great affection for everybody at Nuneaton, and they still look out for the first score that you look out for now, and I want them to do well, and I want them to push on. And whoever comes in and takes my job, I'm sure they will kick it on from here. And there's every reason to believe that Nuneaton can push again next year for the playoffs.
Well, we'll wish you well. We'll never forget all of those great memories that we've had at Nuneaton with you at the helm, and I'm sure there'll be one or two of us who'll look out for your career and the way you progress, whether it's with Wrexham or beyond that. So on behalf of everybody, thanks very much, and you've always been brilliant to us at Boro TV, and we wish you well.
Thank you very much, very kind of you.
Playoff dream faded during April. There was an air of optimism around the club when Brian Reid was appointed as Town's first full-time manager. The Boro rounded the season off with a comfortable 3-1 win against Dartford, a hat-trick for Louis Moult, and 66 points on the board.
Gaz, a new era at the club. You're the club skipper. It must be quite exciting to move on to a new boss. How are you finding life under Brian?
Yeah, he came. We were introduced to him on Thursday night and came across really well. He laid the what he expects from us early doors really, and the information he's passed on so far has been really, really good. And already, it's an opportunity for me, ex-centre half sort of thing, to learn a few things, which is exciting for me personally. And it's an opportunity for lads to, last 3 games now, 2-3 games, to really step on and to prove themselves really, because I think we've let ourselves down the last 6-7 games, and like I say, it's a big opportunity for the lads now, and exciting times ahead.
And have you had the discussion with him about the captaincy, both for the remainder of this season and moving forward into next season? Has he took you to one side and say, this is what I expect of a skipper?
No, and that maybe that discussion will happen. I'd probably say it would happen during the summer, but people that know me know what they get from me, and whether I'm captain or not, I'll give 110%. And I've always said I'm not the most technically gifted footballer in the world, but I think I like to think that I make up for that with the desire and passion. I love wearing that shirt, and people will say it's a cliche and stuff, but I think I'm well within my right to say that. I supported the club as a boy, and now I get to stand there as captain, and it's something I'm really proud of. I know my family are proud of, and I want to do that for as long as possible, and I want to stay at this football club for as long as possible, and help them, stabilise and push forward. And I've done that over the years, the sort of 6-7 years I've been here, and I want to carry on doing that.
Not the most technically gifted, but the best hair, according to Gavin Cowan.
Yeah, definitely the best hair. Some bad hairlines in the changing room. Dave Hibbert. Where's York?
Brian, welcome to Nuneaton. It must be an exciting time for you.
Yeah, I'm very excited to be here and glad to be here. It's a great wee club and a great setup, and I'm looking forward to the challenge ahead.
What can Nuneaton fans expect from your teams? Obviously, you've come in and inherited a squad. You'll want to have a look at them for the next 3 games. But do you have a style of play, a preferred way of playing your teams?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like to get my teams to get the ball down and pass the ball in proper manner. And there's no excuses, obviously, with the pitch we've got here. The width of it and the length of it. It's crying out for a team to get the ball down and pass it. So, but as I say, I only came down here middle of the week, and it was more an observation. An assessment of the squad was the idea and the principle bringing me in at this stage, So, and as I say, it's nothing going to change too dramatic between now and the last 2 games, and that was the same today. I never even had any influence on the training this week or anything. So, but as I say, it's a job that I knew there was some work needing done on it. The players are playing with maybe a wee bit of lack of confidence at the moment. The effort and the commitment he put in was second to none. I can't fault him in that.
Full-time job with a part-time team. That's a challenge. What would you expect to be doing with your days?
Well, as I say, it gives you a great advantage in terms of being around the country and looking at different setups. Youth academies, games are on daily, in evenings. So I'll certainly be very, very busy doing that. And because as a manager, even if you're a part-time manager, it's a full-time job. Your phone never stops, and you're always looking to get to games and but it just gives me that added time that I need to actually do the job properly, you know, take calls, speak to different people, try and get as many people interested in the club as possible, you know, to give as much publicity to us. But that comes with trying to play in a good style and getting a good sort of football sense out the club, you know. So I'd like to certainly try and encourage the team to pass the ball and do the right things, you know. So, but it all comes down to getting the right players and the personnel. So, but I'm looking forward to it. It's a challenge I knew was here, and one that I'm certainly up for, and I know that I'm confident in my own ability, and I'm confident I can come here and do the right things.
And how much did you know about Nuneaton, the town, the people, the fans, and the football club before you came down?
I'd never been to Nuneaton, I don't think, to be honest, before, but I'd obviously, as a manager and a coach, you always keep your eye on things. I've been doing a lot of scouting and throughout the country. It just never had brought me here to Nuneaton, you know, but I was aware of the club, and I was aware that they'd been performing very well. I was aware that they came up through the leagues, and that was a great achievement, you know. So, and it's a club, a community club that, as I say, you want the supporters, I'm sure, want a decent team to follow. And it's something that's my job to try and do and bring them back. And they can come and at least say, well, they need to try and play in the right manner, they're trying to entertain us and play that, and as I say, hopefully I can do that. But it really comes down to make sure you're winning games as well, you know. So. And
is that your message to the fans, I guess, that the chairman will want to put some people through the gate, will want them to sign up for season tickets? You're part of that now, you're here for a year. At least, we hope longer, of course, because you've got a record of staying around clubs. Yeah. Nuneaton has only ever had one manager as Nuneaton Town. Yep. So what's your message to the fans to make them come here for the rest of this season and into next year?
Well, I think, as I say, it's important, but, you know, it's to have this community club in the club, give the supporters something to do. You know, we want to try and encourage more children to come here, you know, and it's an enjoyable family day out. You know, that's the biggest thing for us, you know, and that's the image we should be looking to do it, which I think it has in a good way, you know. So, but as I say, the more people come through the gate, the better, because as a player yourself, you always want to play in front of bigger crowds, and it usually brings out the best in you. But as I say, as a manager and a team, the fans want to be entertained. You know, they'll soon get fed up if it's boring football and we're losing games and things like that. So I'm well aware of that. But as I say, that's my job, to come in here and try and play well and pass the ball and score goals and do everything that we can, encourage them to come back.
Brilliant. Well, on behalf of all the fans, welcome to the club. Enjoy your time here, and we obviously wish you every success. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Sperrin Brewery Stadium for this, the final game of the 2013-14 season, as Nuneaton, led out by their skipper Gaz Dean, make their way to the halfway line against already relegated Dartford. We wish them well for next season. Leith will probably check his run, which he does, and then sends a ball in right foot. It's a decent cross. Andy Brown is there, but it's headed away. Chance here for a follow-up shot. Phil Traynor sends one out to the bar. Well, and then headed out for a corner. Audacious effort. Yeah. It's been all Nuneaton so far, curled in. It's at the far post and it's in. First attempt. We've played 15 minutes. Dartford have taken the lead against the run of play completely. Jordan Cranston takes the ball past his man, does well, gets to the byline, cuts it back, and Louis Moult. It's 1-1. Side foot home from 6 yards. The simplest of goals, well worked. Jordan Cranston looked up, saw Louis Moult, escaped his man. He just hung back on the edge of the 6-yard box, and he neatly side foots it home, tucks it in, and the Boro number 9 has made it Nuneaton 1, Dartford 1. Louis Moult chests it, gives it to Adam Walker. Walker has no runner outside of him, so he goes with a reverse ball back in. Chance here for Louis Moult. He's not offside, and it's 2-1. Everybody looked across to the linesman, but Louis Moult snuck in behind. Took his time, just tucked it in from 6 yards out. Louis Moult doubles his tally, and Nuneaton's. It's Nuneaton 2, Dartford 1. Intelligent ball in by Adam Walker. Corner to Dartford on the far side, which the substitute Dembele will take. Curls one high into the air. It's going to be better. Well saved by James Belshaw, standing on his own line. It was hit right at him, but he still had to get it away with his feet. Spin the ball into Louis Moult, chance for his hat-trick. Oh, good save. He hit it straight at the keeper at a decent height. It's a chance for Louis Moult to get his third goal of the game. Jordan Cranston takes the ball down brilliantly, crosses it in, a chance here for Nuneaton, and it's hat-trick for Louis Malt. 3-1. Great ball in again by Jordan Cranston, and Louis Malt tucks the ball up inside his shirt, takes the applause. A hat-trick for Louis Malt in the last game of the season. Points to the number 9 shirt on his back. And Louis Malt, who started the season brightly, has finished it in brilliant form. A hat-trick for Louis Malt. It's Nuneaton 3, Dartford 1. Likeable lad. Great squad player. All ball played in. There's a chance here for Greg Pearson to get a goal for Nuneaton. He sits it straight at the keeper. Greg Pearson had a chance there to put Nuneaton 4-1 up. Ball played into the box for Dartford. Belshaw comes, punched one hand. Chance here, shot in. Ooh, just past the post and hit a body. Gone out for a corner. Long-range effort for Dartford. It's a good one, and Belshaw matches it with a tip over the bar. To keep his eye on that one. A defeat, a draw, and a win. You can blame the defeat on Nooney. First 3 games, sum them up.
Yeah, I mean, obviously third time lucky. You know, I saw signs of recovery in the games. You know, the first game at Barnet was a disappointing performance. Well, not as much effort and commitment, but in terms of the way we played, you know, but that was understandable. I mean, I'd only come into the club a couple of days before. Then we were at Kidderminster and I seen a sign of improvement there, and again I stressed to the players how important it was to go out and play in the right manner in front of your own supporters and finish the season with a win, which I'm delighted that we have.
What an interesting year you've had, Mark. You started the season obviously rehabilitating in and around the club, end up as assistant manager to Kevin Wilkin, end up as manager and back as assistant. I mean, it's just incredible.
Yeah, you know, if you said that to me even September time, October time, November time, I would have been, can't see that happening. But no, I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's great to be a part of it. And yeah, I feel that I've learned a lot.